Good day. Welcome to another edition of Spotlight on Mahopac Schools. Eric Gross, your host, along with Superintendent of the Schools, Anthony DiCarlo. And Anthony, 2 months of the school year are gone already. Well, where did it go to?
Yeah, it's just been, you blink an eye and your school starts, and we thought it started late, which it did this year because of the way the holiday broke, but it's been an incredible 2 months. There's been, I think, our major goal was to get kids to be in school 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And we've been able to do that. We've been able to do that because of the continued hard work on everybody's part in following the mitigation, kids doing what they need to do, faculty doing what they need to do, parents helping us out. And for the most part, we've had a couple of hiccups here or there, stuff that, we said could happen, but we're not seeing this widespread. We're not seeing buildings shut down. We're not seeing grade levels shut down. We've had an occasional cluster where we had to shut down a classroom, but for the most part, part of what we said we wanted to do, we're doing. But there doesn't mean we have to now just take things for granted.
Now, there's a quarantine change policy in the Mahopac School District so that if a child is exposed to COVID, they're not going to be sent home right away.
On a bus.
Yeah,
On a bus.
on the bus. You
Right.
want the parents.
Right, so
to
what's going
monitor.
to happen is this: if there happens to be a case on a bus, you'll get an email from transportation and or the building principal to let you know that there was a positive case on your son or daughter's bus. Please make sure to monitor them, and if for some reason should they develop symptoms, then please make sure you have them checked up by the doctor. What we're finding is that on buses, even from last year to this year, we're not seeing that. But we are seeing it, and we've had some clusters last year and this year in classrooms.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that hasn't changed. However, there is a push from superintendents in the lower Hudson Valley for the state to take a look at those numbers in classrooms to see what that looks like. Now, that's all going to be up to the governor. The governor has that, this first moratorium was for 90 days.
Mhm.
So within the next 2 to 3 weeks, she's going to update what the next steps are. Here's the issue, and I mentioned this, Eric, at the board meeting last Thursday night. Everybody clearly needs to remember where we were last year, okay, and we didn't have the variant. The variant is much different than last year, Eric. It's contagious.
Yeah.
We're seeing it. We're seeing it in students and families getting it. We're seeing breakthrough cases. And we know last year we had an uptick after Halloween, Thanksgiving, and December break. Now, we had a meeting this Monday, which we do every week, the Putnam County Superintendents and the DOH, and we're starting to see the possibility of this happening again. The county has ascertained over the last week there was, in a community, an outbreak because of, and they tracked it back to a Halloween party where kids and adults were unmasked. And so it only takes one, and then it spreads. That's my concern. Nobody's saying don't have events, don't do things, right? But do them with masks on.
Be vigilant.
Exactly, because otherwise we're going to get back to where we were the middle and late last fall, and I don't want to see that happen. We've all worked so hard. Let's continue to have 5 days a week, kids in, programs running, and move forward during the 2021-22 school year.
During our last show, we toured the new turf field at Mahopac High, which is simply beautiful. If you haven't seen that show, make sure you check it out. But you want the community to know that's not open to the public yet.
No, because there are certain things we have to do punch list items, and the worst thing you could do is we are able to have some of our teams on there only because of the fact of they're on and they're off. But there are certain things also that we're finishing up this week. We're hoping the next week to week and a half we'll be able to open it up to the public, but we're almost there. With that being said, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the football team for making the sectionals for the first time in a while. They play Friday night, 7 o'clock home against Clarkstown North. Come out and support the program. Girls volleyball is ranked 6th. They start the sectionals on Saturday at 10 a.m. here at Mahopac High School. And then today, I believe, if I'm right, the girls are playing down at Mamaroneck. Either it's 4:30 or 5, maybe even a little bit later, I'm not sure. And maybe 5:30 or 6. But anyway, they're playing down in Mamaroneck in the next round of the field hockey sectional. So congratulations to those teams. We still have our swimmers and our cross-country running. So it's been a rather successful fall, and now it's playoff time, and we wish all of our student athletes the best of luck. Also, hot off the press,
Yes.
we found out literally 5 minutes ago, and this is a great honor, we have one of our student athletes, football player, senior captain, Anthony DiMatteo, who was just given the honor of the Conison Player of the Week.
Oh,
So it's a great honor. Congratulations to Anthony, his teammates, and the football program, and to Coach DiMatteo. You know, great job, Anthony. We're very, very proud of you, and we wish you all the best for you personally on Friday night, but the entire team.
and of course, once the fall season ends, the winter season begins November 15th.
Yeah, so great question. Because as we're, again, if you're looking at the data, and, you know, I'm at game after game, whether it's home or away, and whether it's whatever sport, but we've come to realize that we've had sellout crowds, SRO crowds here the past 2 weeks at Mahopac, and even in the beginning of the season. And people all over the place, and we have not seen any breakouts with regards to that. However, there are, and we're waiting to see if there are some changes with indoors, because indoor sports are very different, AKA what's gone on with volleyball this year, where you can come in and watch the game, but you have to be masked up and you have to be socially distanced in the stands.
Okay.
We don't know to what extent that's going to play itself out now for the winter sports. If that's going to continue, if they're going to lessen up the 3 feet and allow you in, but you have to be masked the entire time, which may be an option, because what can happen is this, Eric. If they still have those same guidelines, you got to take the square footage and the seating capacity of your gym, then bring it down to 3 feet, and then how many people can actually then sit and watch a game, or sit and be in the audience watching a concert. So this is some of the things now that we're working through and waiting for some more guidance on it over the next couple of weeks. Now, your season starts, as far as practices go, November 15th, but games usually start towards the end of November, beginning of December.
Yeah, in your last report to the community, you talked about family IDs. What's that like?
So the family ID is where the kids can go on, and whether it's for a field trip, whether it's for signing up for athletics, they go on and you enter your information in for the student, you know, family information, parental contact, so that we have a database for kids, and then we know who's looking to come out for a team, who's looking to be a part of it, so it makes it a lot easier, which thank God technology has done.
And the family IDs are open for registration on the 1st of November. It's very important. Flu vaccination clinics in the Mahopac schools, where people are coming in to the school district.
Yeah, we've done that here for years, you know, prior to COVID. I mean, we forget a lot of things did happen on a regular basis prior to COVID, but COVID stopped things over the last 18 months, but we've been doing flu vaccinations here in sites for many, many years, and that's a partnership with Putnam County.
Should we give them a rundown?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure. So the Austin Road students and staff, November 9th, that's from 9 in the morning till 11. At Lakeview, November 12th from 8:30 to 10. Fulmer Road students and staff, November 12th from 10:30 to noon. The Mahopac Middle School and Falls Building students and staff, November 15th from 10 to 1. And Mahopac High School students and staff, November 16th from 8:30 to 11:30. And Anthony's not going to be giving shots, I take it.
No, I'm
is that
not.
right?
No.
Now,
There's
the
a
staff's
lot of
gonna be
things.
giving shots?
I don't know. I don't think so either. Let's let the professionals do what needs to be done. We've done enough hospitalist type of work over the last 18 months. Let's let the professionals do it.
But it is important, though, and again, the children get their shots right in school.
Yeah, and it's something we've been doing for many, many, many years.
School food shortage, you know, who ever heard of such a thing?
Yeah,
You go to
it's
the
a- yeah,
supermarkets,
yeah.
and you see the shelves
yeah,
are bare.
Yeah, well, the same thing happens with food services across the country. We can't get product.
Really?
Yeah, the product is not there. It's very difficult to be shipped. There are things that are sitting in different warehouses and other places, and it's just, we're trying to keep our head above water. This is a national issue. Food shortage in schools, bus drivers across the country. It is what's happening on a national level. It impacts every walk of life that we're dealing with in this country right now. And this is one of the examples.
What is it, the staples predominantly, or the utensils, or what?
No, it's sometimes the food themselves, like
Really?
chicken tenders and those type of things are very hard to get. And, you know, some cases, other food and fruits and whatever. It's just very difficult because of the shipping problem and what's going on with shipping as well as transportation, getting the product to be delivered.
But every student in Mahopac is eligible for that free
Yeah,
lunch.
same as we were last year, that's correct. That's correct.
That's working
Yeah,
well?
and I think, you know what, it is working well. And I think the parents really, and I want to, again, thank the parents for their patience, because they truly understand it. They hear, they know what's happening on a national level with, you know, with food supply and to be able to get things back and forth and transported. So, you know, we still have a number of students that do take advantage of it. Some parents, you know, have their child bringing in their own lunch. So it's still an option if it's available and the students want to have a free lunch, they're more than welcome to get it.
Okay. Digital equity survey in both Spanish as well as English. Parents, you want them to get involved with this as well.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that there's a survey out there that impacts your son or daughter's education, whether it be academically, whether it be social, emotionally, your input is it's so very important to us, because that allows us to get a better understanding of where you as the public are at and parents are at. And one of the things that we're hearing all the time, Eric, is, you know, involving parents more in those educational decisions. And these are some examples of some of the things that are out there, that these surveys are really, really important as we go forward. I mean, the other night, as you heard at the board meeting, you know, they talked about the process of replacing me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that's going to be really important, our surveys are going to go out
Yeah.
in the next probably month to month and a half to the public on what are some of those characteristics you'd like to see in a superintendent. And that's really, really important, you know, because the more surveys you get, the wider community has that input. And again, I will send something out in my update to remind the public that it's
Right.
coming, to please be aware of it, because that's an important survey to really then allow the board to understand what the thoughts of the community are and those characteristics they'd like to see in the next superintendent of schools.
It's going to say another Anthony DiCarlo, which is impossible, by the way. And you know it's true.
No, listen, I am confident that, you know, they'll get somebody who will continue to do the great work that we've done as a district and the community, and I'm sure we will progress forward in a great manner.
Just going back to COVID, second, the homebound quarantine instruction update.
Right.
What's that all about?
So one of the things that, you know, we struggle with is there's almost all the contact tracing is based on the district having to do all the work. It's ironic because you get a call from the state, but we've given them all the information. So, you know, the principals, the cabinet, sometimes are spending 24/7, 7 days a week on this kind of work. But their time is needed for us to get and ascertain truly who those individuals are. So even though you may get a call, we then have to take that individual, put them in specific tutoring sections and get that set up. So sometimes it's a day or two delayed. If it is, Eric, we'll make up those hours when the student comes back to school. So they will still be entitled to that. So we're working on that. We're also looking to get not just our own teachers, but during the day, where students can connect with an online service called iTutor, that there's somebody there to help them doing their work during the course of the school day that they get from their teacher.
National School Board Recognition Week was held the other day, and I know you want to thank the Board of
Yeah.
Education for their hard work.
Yes, and I did mention it the other night. It's an unsung job, more now than ever, Eric, and you know what's happening across the country, and no matter where you are, about school boards under a lot of scrutiny. And remember, they're elected, this is not paid positions. They give a lot of hours and dedication to the community, and last week was a week to recognize the hard work and all that they do, you know, each and every day. And some of them, of course, have a 3-year term. Some of them have been on the board for 6 or 9 years. And they truly have the best interest of what's going on for students. And remember something, they didn't sign up for COVID either. And you know, they're going through something that we have all gone through that we've never had to experience before. And they've navigated a very difficult situation in our history, and I think they've done a real admirable job.
Funny little story. A neighboring district, we're not going to mention which one, is having an upcoming referendum, and they have more referendum planned for the spring. And I was talking to one of the leaders the other day, and they said, we have to follow Mahopac's lead. If Mahopac can do it, we have to get right up there. So Mahopac now, or Mahopac
Yeah.
now, it's amazing at the recognition that this district is getting for what the taxpayers did and the Board of Education and you orchestrated with this wonderful project we have.
Yeah, and so it's really important, and I'll thank the community over and over again for allowing us to do the work that was so needed. But it really is explaining to the public the why, and then showing them the why. And I mean, really, you know, having them look at the spaces we're talking about, why these spaces are important to be transformed into new learning spaces. And like I said, we're finishing up phase 1, Eric. You know, we're having punch list items over the next couple of weeks, and now actually getting ready for phase two, which will be all the elementary work next year and the middle school work next year. So the project is moving forward. Considering we've been dealing with the pandemic, we've been dealing with shortages, transportation, and shortage of supplies, we seem to be moving along pretty well, all things considered.
Okay. Happy Halloween. Be safe out there.
Yeah, please be safe. Again, the kids, I want them to have a great time and enjoy. Just do it in a safe manner, because that's the most important piece, when we're talking about, in a safe manner. We want to have kids continue to come into school and be successful. We want them to enjoy the weekend. Hopefully it'll be nice weather. Again, come out and support our teams over the next couple of days in the sectionals, and I thank you for all you do. God bless you and have a great weekend.
For Superintendent of Schools Anthony DiCarlo, I'm Eric Gross. We thank you, Stash, for your able assistance. You've been watching the latest edition of Spotlight on Mahopac Schools. Until next time, be well. Bye-bye now.
For more information, please visit our website, www.mahopac.org. More videos can also be found on our YouTube news channel, mcsd.news.